Mogul Motivation, educating and empowering entrepreneurs 1 week at a time. Presented by True Stories Media. And I am your host, Antoine Twiz Taylor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Mogul Motivation. And let me just say right out the gate, do not allow the title of this episode, Mentally Challenged, to rub you the wrong way. This title does not in any way, shape, or form refer or reference the people in our community who are developmentally delayed. There's nothing wrong with being delayed. Delayed does not mean different. It does not mean deficient. They still have gifts. They still have skills. They still have beautiful spirits, and they still do great things in this world. Mentally challenged does not refer to them. It's not referencing to them. Instead, mentally challenged refers to all of us, because we all are mentally challenged every single day. Every day we're challenged in our minds, and it's up to us to accept that challenge. It's up to us to tell ourselves, you know what? I accept this challenge and I'm going to crush this challenge. For the sake of example, a friend of mine had a 100-mile challenge for her birthday this month on the Nike app, and I did it. I completed the 100 miles. I never, ever ran 100 miles in a month before in my life. Even though I was a track star back in high school over 15 years ago, I was still a sprinter. I would do the 100, the 200, and the 400 was the longest I would go. But this month alone, I set a new record for my 5K. I set a new record for my 10K. I even ran a half marathon. I woke up one day and I just told myself I'm going to run a half marathon. We live not too far from the lakefront. I ran up and down the lakefront, 6 miles down, 7 miles back up, 13.1 miles. I did a half marathon just because I said I was going to do it. And this month total, I did 100 miles. I'm not trying to gloat. I'm not trying to boast. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just trying to paint a picture that mentally I was challenged. I told myself, how in the hell am I going to run 100 miles? How am I going to run a half marathon? How am I going to do these things? But I accepted that challenge. I reached out to people who are better runners than me. I reached out to a old high school friend of mine who has run over 30 marathons within the past 5-10 years. And he gave me tips, and I took those tips and I applied it to my running regimen, and I did it 100 miles in this month. And we still got some days to go before we get to July. Today is June 24th, 2020. You are mentally challenged because you don't think that you're worthy or you're able to become a millionaire. You don't think you're able to get into real estate, to buy your first property. You don't think you're able to lose weight, to get back in good shape. You don't think you're able to grow your business. You don't think you're worthy. You don't think you're able. You're mentally challenged. And I'm telling you right now, you have to accept that challenge and you have to crush that challenge. Whatever that challenge is, if you want to make $1,000 this month, who on this earth said you can't? If you want to make $100,000 in this year, who on this earth said you can't? I understand racism exists. I understand poverty exists. I understand lack of resources exists. I understand these problems exist. But we can't continue to focus on the problems because we already know the problems exist. So it's wasted energy to continue to point fingers at these problems that we know exist and that we know are already burdening us. Instead, let's focus on the solution. Let's focus on how, despite racism, I'm still going to get this loan and get this property. Let's focus on, despite the fact I'm obese, I'm still going to get in the gym, I'm going to lose weight, and I'm going to look better than I ever did before. Despite the fact that all of these problems exist, I'm still going to grow my business. I'm still going to be a success. I'm still going to provide opportunities for people in my community. We are mentally challenged. So therefore, we have to mentally conquer. We have to go from victim to victory. We can't allow all of these things that we are faced with to continue to overwhelm us and defeat us. We will get tired. We will be bruised. We will be frustrated. But we can get through it. We have the endurance in us as dream chasers, as entrepreneurs, to whereas we can do anything on this earth if we literally put our minds to it. That phrase isn't a cliche. It's the truth. I'm telling you, I'm living proof. I literally just ran 100 miles this month. I never ran 100 miles in a month before in my life. I'm 32 years old. I'm in just as good a shape as I was in high school now. And I'm on track to be better than I was in high school. Because my work ethic, truth be told, was terrible in high school. I was just relying on natural talent. But now that I'm older, I can't rely on natural talent. I have to have a work ethic. And I have that work ethic now, and I'm going to continue to perfect that work ethic, and I'm going to get better and better. And the same applies to you with whatever your goals are, whether it's business, entrepreneurship, chasing your career dream job, whatever it is, we are mentally challenged. But we can mentally conquer. That's my message this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Very short, very brief. I don't care how many times you failed this test. I don't care how many times you failed the bar exam. I don't care how many times you didn't get into the college that you wanted. I don't care how many times you were told no. I don't care. It's just more challenges for your mental, for your mind. And it actually makes it better because when you do conquer it, when you do pass the bar exam, when you do get back in shape, when you do lose weight, when you do hit your sales goals, when you do become a millionaire, when you do accomplish whatever goal you wanted to accomplish, it makes it even better. Because after all these hits you gave me, I still got up and I still knocked you out. I still conquered it. I still overcame all of these mental challenges. The title of this episode refers to all of us. We are all mentally challenged. But it's okay because we're up for that. We're built for that. And we're able to overcome and we're able to endure. If this podcast has benefited you in any way, shape, or form, I ask for two things as always, ladies and gentlemen. Number one, please leave a 5-star review. And number two, pass it on to a friend who may benefit from it as well. I'll talk to you next week. Let's continue to work and let's imagine reality. Have a great day.